Hey, so I want to talk a little bit about the Move On After Betrayal program. Um, I came across it on Facebook through an ad that came across, and I wasn't really looking for it, although I was hurting in a big way because um, the woman that I'd been married to for 9 years, had 3 children with, was madly in love with, um, cheated on me, and said that it was over and wanted a divorce and said a bunch of stuff that I didn't understand, like you don't know how to connect with me and you have no empathy and these kinds of things. And I had tried really hard to better myself and make myself worthy. And so I was in a ton of pain and just bewilderment and not knowing where my life was going to go after all of this, and feeling like a failure. Guys, that's the tough one for a man. And so this ad came across, and I clicked on it and started watching the video that was there. And I had considered my relationship with my wife to be special, that we had this great kind of otherworldly connection that nobody would understand. And I mean, I guess a lot of people feel that way, soulmates kind of thing. And so that put me in a position where I was just like, well, I can't talk about any of this stuff because nobody would really understand. They would just be like, oh, yeah, right, and you're just blind. And the truth is I was. But so I'm watching this video, and he's just clicking them off, one point after another, everything that I'd been going through, everything she was doing, what I tried to do to fix it and her reaction. And I was just like floored. In fact, I was like, okay, how does he have the script of my life? Has he got a camera in my house or something? And so it was this gives me hope. There's something here, and he's saying that it can make a difference in what you're going through in a really short amount of time. And so I was like, well, how can I pass that up? So I joined the free group because I was just like, I doubt that I'm going to be able to afford, a big giant program like this. And I'm in a really bad way financially because I never said no to her. I lost myself in the relationship. And so all of my money, I just made really bad decisions, and I'm working 9 to 5. I wish it was only 9 to 5. And I have nothing to show for it, and I really was just lost. So I joined the free group. And in the free group, there was a lot of people there telling their stories, and there was a lot of advice from other guys that I was just like, that's kind of sketchy. That doesn't really resonate with me. But then I started to recognize, Ed's responses were way different. And I started to see that there were a few other guys that must be in the program because of the way they were talking. And I really liked what they were saying and how they were approaching it. And so I just was like, I got to see, I can't just prejudge that I won't be able to afford it, and maybe I can figure it out. I mean, I had no idea how, but I was just like, I can't live like this. So I booked the call, and it's funny because my wife still lives at the house with me. But I mean, so because of the situation, I went out in the garage in my van to have this call so that my soon-to-be ex-wife wouldn't hear what I was doing. And I look back on it now, and I'm just like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But that's the kind of stuff that the program addresses. And so I was really was really happy with the call. I got accepted into the program, and they worked it out with me so that I could afford it. And I did find some creative ways to get the money to do it. And I'm really glad that I did, because what they say in all of the, you think it's sales hype is really true. You really will get emotional relief right away. I mean, the course is broken down into modules, and in the first video of the first module, you're already given tools on how to deal with what you're dealing with, and you no longer feel alone. You no longer feel like, oh, I'm special and nobody will understand, because they do understand. And there's a whole group of people in there that are going through the same thing you are, or something similar. And so it becomes, like a brotherhood, because, you guys are all suffering, and then you're all experiencing, different things that come up and people share. So, it's not really kumbaya like that, but it's still a way to get through this horrible, horrendous experience and get out the other side. And not just that, but to really rebuild yourself and figure out who are you, and what is your core, and how do you get in alignment with that? How do you stop lying to yourself? All of these things that are just necessary to move on with your life, and to find somebody who really aligns with your true self, and not all of the bullcrap that you allowed to happen. I gave myself away. I lost myself in this relationship. And I mean, it's hard for me to think back on it now, because I've been in the program for about 3 months. And it's a little bit of a mind tweak to think back on where I was. Because, I mean, I've come so far in that short amount of time. And, I have 3 young girls with this woman, and I need to be there for them. I need to be whole. I need to be on my goals. I need to be on point, and this program really has helped me do that. And just working through it with the guys, there's a couple coaching calls every week, that you can jump on. And I took advantage of it, and the program itself is just, it's methodical. It's amazing. It's not like Taskmaster type stuff that you can't do. And it just gives you a whole new perspective on yourself. So I highly recommend it, obviously. My life now is way different. Like I said, my ex-wife, well, she will be my ex-wife soon. She still lives at the house. She's still very involved with the girls, and especially with COVID, homeschooling. And because I'm so broke, the situation is that she helps me with childcare. I can't afford to have childcare. And so we have an arrangement built on something different. And it's working, but, the time will come where it needs to move on and needs to change. But right now, this is what works for us. But the program has let me plant my feet and shown me how to not get run over anymore, and set boundaries. And so that's the only way that this arrangement I have could have even possibly worked. So, I mean, my hat's off to this program. It's amazing. It does what it says it'll do, and then some. They really under-promise and over-deliver. So if you're thinking about it, if you're experiencing, anything near what I've described, I suggest you at least get on the free call, because the guys care, and they will help you, even in the free call. And, if you qualify, which means, you have to be well, I'm not going to go into what that means. It's not a financial thing. It's a spirit. It's a, are you willing to do the work thing? If it's a good fit for you and it's a good fit for them, then you'll be in the program. You'll figure out a way to do it. And even if not, they really help you out on the call. It's good to know that there's somebody there that really cares and, you know, is there to help, not just to make a paycheck. You know, it's not really about that for these guys. And that's another thing I just really so appreciate, is they're really free with their time. Anyway, I'm babbling on about it, but yeah, for the first time in a long time, I have a direction. I'm moving towards what I want, and I will find somebody who's in alignment with that. And I, excuse me, I don't even need to look for her. And you'll have to join the program to find out how that's possible. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I really, my hat's off to Ed and the guys for putting this program together and really showing what divine masculine is. You know, I'm just going to put it out there. It's a little bit woo-woo not from them, from me. And, you know, the spiritual side of things for me is important. And, you know, they support that. So I really appreciate it. I hope somebody can benefit from my little words of appreciation here. So thank you.